So I'm going to be talking about how to create a unique premium offer that attracts A-list clients, sells like hotcakes, powerfully impacts more lives, and gives you a day back a week. Let's face it, who does not want a day back a week in their business? I don't think there are many people that would say no to that opportunity. So what we're going to do over the next 3 days is I'm going to help you to create a step-by-step guide to help you to identify, sell your unique premium coaching programs quickly and easily, regardless from where you are starting at. So this training, the 3-day training, is absolutely perfect for you if you're a coach, speaker, author, expert, or a leader who really wants to do more work working one-to-one with their clients, facilitate group immersions, or host VIP days. So we are looking at the premium end rather than doing online courses, doing the cheaper end of the services. We're coming at it from the premium end. We are looking at working with our clients one-to-one or facilitating group immersions and hosting VIP days. So maybe you have discovered that online courses are a lot harder to sell than you initially thought, that people who do buy them often don't move into the next level of working with you. And you can find it heartbreaking that people just don't seem to be getting the results. And let's be honest here, it's because lots of people, when they buy an online course or join a membership website, they just don't do the work. And that's not about you. Let me just say, that's not about you. It's just the online space. When it comes to learning this way, people buy, consume, but actually don't take action and do the work. You might have discovered that you have to hustle to pull in the handful of people it is that you do have for your courses and membership websites. And let's be honest, you don't have enough hours left in the day to even make the course that you've created profitable. When you do the maths, it just doesn't add up. And of course, you're going to need a budget or a team to market that online course before it even becomes profitable. While working this way is very satisfying for a lot of people because it fits in with the desire of wanting to reach and help more people. The thing is, it's not necessarily going to help you take the business to the next level. Now, I've empowered thousands of female solopreneurs from 95 different countries to help them build thriving businesses that reflect how they want to make an impact in the world over the last 10 years by unleashing their full potential and confidently sharing their expertise through my Activate Your Impact business creation system. Through that, I have created several successful one-to-one and group immersion programs, and they have changed the way that women or impact-driven solopreneurs are managing their business in terms of client results, time, money, and energy. Now, I've definitely had my fair share of highs and lows, way too many to even mention. I've undercharged, I've over-delivered, I've spent countless hours doing everything, you know, working 24/7, 7 days a week. And all that did, to be honest, push me into complete burnout. I've also been able to very quickly turn things around, been booked for 2 years solid, and increase my fees 5 times, 10 times, 20 times more than I ever thought would be possible. On the flip side, I've doubted my ability to be successful, and I have spent more than enough time. Oh, there's a big bug in the apartment. I've spent more than enough time. It's bouncing around. Oops, it's one of those really, if you see something flying around my head, it's just a carb and it's stuck. Yeah, sorry, I get distracted. Yeah, so I have doubted my ability to succeed. You know, I got constantly stuck in that loop. Why am I not getting this? I'm smart, I'm bright, but I'm just not getting it. But I've always come back out on top. In my experience, to take the business to the next level, to grow and personally thrive, you must be crystal clear on your purpose, to be prepared to step aside, to step out of your own way while working on specific business and personal goals, having a growth mindset that will enable you to shift into the next natural stage of your business. You will achieve greater control, business and personal growth, as well as satisfaction by having crystal clear goals, which include having a growth mindset, a clear business structure that supports your income, impact, client relationships, the results it is you want to help your clients get, while focusing in on high value priorities. Let's just say, for example, if you had a high performance car, you would have a team, a powerhouse team, to help that car stay in peak performance. Because of course, you know zero diddly squat about the mechanics of the car, and it would take you years to learn how to do it yourself. The chances are, if you do it yourself, let's be honest, the car is always going to be in the garage. There's going to be nothing high performance about it, and it will be consistently breaking down. It really is the difference here between having a business that drives you, where you're doing everything, consistently pushing you into overwhelm, and that overwhelm eventually spills over and it affects not only the business, but it affects your quality of life and the relationships you have within your inner circle, so your family and your friends, because it becomes very stressful. It's the difference that makes the difference, and what highly successful entrepreneurs, solopreneurs do differently is they focus in on building the team, the powerhouse team around them, to help them do those specialist tasks. The chances are, as I said, if you're doing everything yourself, the car is going to end up in the garage, in the slow lane, going nowhere fast. Or you have the choice of creating a business by design that gives you the freedom to earn more, take more time off, and impact more lives. Managing a number of businesses over the last 10 years, that's basically guided me to consolidate my growth mindset training, my business acumen, and my love for speaking online and online marketing. I've aligned it into the creation of my Ignite Your Impact Freedom formula. I was looking for the words then, getting tongue-tied. Okay, so over the next 3 days, we're going to take a deep dive into exactly what it is that I do with my clients. Now, the women I work with are around my age, have a wide range of, you notice I didn't give that away, have a wide range of knowledge, skills, expertise, but they've spread themselves a little bit too thin. They're often unclear of what to put in their offers. They're often undercharging, over-delivering, don't have a crystal clear message, are running around from one thing to the next, have very much a scattergun approach, and they find themselves hustling, which they really don't like to do. It's out of character for them, but they find themselves hustling and getting faster and faster. So, as I've said, while working this way is going to satisfy her needs in many ways, because she's going to be working with more clients, selling a few courses, selling a few programs, and having some success. Ultimately, it's not going to be enough to take the business to the next level, to increase her fees or give her more money off. If anything, it's going to push her into overwhelm. She's going to be stuck bringing in the same level of income and just unable to move that needle. And this is purely because of the way the business has been set up. So over the next 3 days, we're going to create a step-by-step guide to help you identify, create and sell your unique premium programs and offers quickly and easily, regardless from where you are starting at. So today we're going to get focused in on, as I've already mentioned, one of my favorite subjects, creating messages, the foundation of the business. Very, very, very exciting, very exciting. So how to out your inner diva, embody a business that truly reflects who you are and aligns with the impact it is that you want to make in the world. Create a message that only calls in highly motivated A-list clients. So that's what we're going to get focused in on today. Wednesday, we are going to take a deep dive into how to create your premium mentoring and coaching, one-to-one programs, group immersions and VIP days, which are going to position you as a top level player that gets your clients epic results, so you're always in demand. Thursday, we're going to have a look at how to energetically set your pricing and sell with confidence every time, instantly increasing your income, giving you the freedom to take more time off and enjoy life once again. Because if you're used to hustling, this is going to give you an awful lot of time back to play with. So if you want to go from best kept secret to being an in-demand expert with A-list clients, here's what you need to do. So let me firstly define A-list clients, because that's going to be different to, for everybody. So I just want to get us coming from the same platform, the same believing, the same understanding. So these are the clients who are motivated, they pay on time, they push you as the coach, as the trainer, the mentor to be better, then they push you to do better and better. So it's a relationship, there's a lot of not toing and froing, but there's like an energetic alignment between the two of you. It's not just about your client getting the results. It's also about how you show up and how you deliver and how you play your A game when you are with your clients. Clients who are really fully committed to move forward, even they know things are challenging for them. You look forward to working with them, you're proud of them. And this is a great one. This is something a friend of mine, Kerry Ann, said, who's a branding expert, a couple of days ago. I just love this. And it's A-list clients who you would put $1 million on succeeding. These are the A-list clients. So have a think about, who are your A-list clients? And we're going to go a little bit deeper into this later on. But who would you say your A-list clients? For me, it's got to be people who are motivated, committed. They'll be experiencing a lot of discomfort, but they're still prepared to show up and work through it. So I have a list of people I class as my A-list clients. The first place I start with my clients when I start working with them is always focused in on mindset. Stepping into the next level of your business is going to require you to be fully awake. This means looking at your limiting beliefs, money mindset, the relationship you have with self and the business to take it to the next level, regardless of where you are starting from. We all know that people like to work with people they know, like, and trust. As cheesy as that sounds, it sounds very cheesy to me. It might not to you, but it sounds very cheesy to me. I did some research last month and spoke to over 50 female solopreneurs, and that's what they all said. Similar, just different twists on it, but that's what they said. And on the opposite of that, they run from the hills when people are plugging the next sale, they're too goal driven, see them as just a number, their ego has got in the way, and they become arrogant. But people buy from people who share a similar experience. So they are empathetic. They can hold them accountable. They can see through their BS. They're one step or two or three steps ahead of them. They like things to be real. How easy then is it to combine your personality into the business so you can attract your A-list clients? Because this is what people are saying that they want. They want to feel connected to that person. They want to know that they've got their back, that they're authentic, that they've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. How do you bring that into the business? So here are just a few of the key ingredients that I go through when working with my Ignite Your Impact immersion clients. So when I work with my clients, we work together collaboratively. I am 100% invested in my clients' success and having their backs. And what we do is we really dig deep and get into the heart of who they truly are to ensure long-term success. Now, I'm not going to go too much into detail here, but I wanted to give you an idea of all the moving parts there are when you start to build a foundation of an expert business. Because we are giving so much of our personality, so much of our energy into the business, it's really important, I think, that you have an understanding of what some of those steps are. Now, these ingredients are critical to the long-term success and the foundation of the business. And as I said, I always start with mindset. But so few people combine mindset with business acumen, but they go hand in hand. More so for us as female solopreneurs, because we are our business, and our mindset will dictate whatever it is that we are doing in our business. And if our mindset is running wild a little bit, or we haven't upgraded the programming, then we are going to stay stuck. The needle just isn't going to move. So creating the formula for an A for a growth mindset. Okay. So this is the formula that I use. As I said, I'm not going to go into too much detail. We spent a whole day creating the formula for an individual's growth mindset, because it's unique and it's individual to them. But some of the things we do is that we need to be fully aware of what that person's stinking thinking is, what the limiting beliefs are, what do we think is going to sabotage their success. So they're fully awake, but I'm also fully awake as well. So I can challenge, nurture, hold accountable that person in that space to step into the next level of the business. So both of us are fully aware of what's playing out. And in that conversation, it is amazing what comes up. Also, we take a look at negative money beliefs and we crush those as quickly as possible. We find out what is going to be sabotaging them from instantly increasing their fees and getting it. And again, this is about being fully awake. And we do this work first because you're stepping up in your business. You're taking your business to the next level. So you need to almost have a mindset reboot, and money plays into this equation every time. Also, what we do is we identify and create pattern interrupters to support a changing mindset in a nurturing way. So I have a 3-hour session that I have developed, designed myself based on 30 years of experience of working with people and years of different training. We create pattern interrupters. If you're wondering what that noise is, that's the dogs howling. They always howl at about 11 at night, 11 o'clock at night. No one's being killed. No, it's not domestic violence next door. It's the dogs howling. Yeah, pattern interrupters to support them during that growth phase. The next thing we do after that is we start to look at reconnecting back to self, working from the inside out. And this is really about getting crystal clear on your story, your why, and your purpose. And these 3 things, so a lot of people just do the story and the why, but when you combine the third one, the purpose, it becomes so much more powerful. So it's understanding the story, the why, and the purpose of the individual. It's also about getting clear on their values and what they will not tolerate, because that helps shape the business. Also getting crystal clear on the impact it is that they want to make in the world. And I think what's really fascinating for me is that a lot of women are running the businesses, myself included. I've definitely done this, and they're just not making the impact it is that they want to make because they haven't clearly defined what that impact is. Really important that a lot of people miss is, what is it that they want to be known for in the context of making that impact? So what we're doing here is we're very cleverly creating a really strong foundation for the business. And one of the reasons why this is so important is that when you create your message, you have to stand in it. You have to embrace it. You have to live it and breathe it. Because if you don't do that, if you're not fully aligned with it, you don't feel it, you haven't got a great connection to it, it's very easy to self-doubt, self-sabotage, abandon it, water it down. Let me just give you an example. I received a message a couple of hours ago which basically said my message was incongruent, out of alignment, some other things from this person I'd never spoken to before. But here's the thing. I know that my message is 100% accurate. 100%. I've got absolutely, it's who I am. I live and breathe my message. I believe in it. I am it. So if I wasn't so strong and connected to my message, it would have created a lot of self-doubt. I would have been like, oh, okay, maybe that's not right. Maybe I need to do that differently. And my foundation would be shaky. You know, I wouldn't be able to stand by what I believe to be true. So this foundational piece is really important. So I just went back and said, sorry, I completely disagree with you and this is why. And they wrote back and apologized. The next step is about creating a business that supports the lifestyle you desire. So this isn't just about the lifestyle that you have now, it's about the business supporting the lifestyle you desire to step into. Really important, really, really important. It's not about who you are now in this present moment when you are up-leveling the business. It's about who you're stepping into becoming. It's more than what you are now. So one of the pieces of work that we do is getting crystal clear on your finances, what's coming in, what's going out, how much money it is you want to make. Being really, really clear on what's coming in, what's going out, why do you earn it, why do you want to earn a particular amount of money, and really pinning down the lifestyle it is that you want the business to give you and creating a new financial path to success. A big one for many people, and it is amazing how many people have their heads in the sand around money. It's okay, we can work through that. It's not going to be like that forever. But here's what I say about money. Money needs to have a home, so you need to be very clear about where it's going, how it's coming in, where it's going, what it's going to be used for it to naturally flow in through you, through the business, to have that real nice, authentic, deep connection with money. No stinking thinking around money. I find if clients feel uncomfortable about stepping into their message, then they will 100% sabotage their success, which is basically what I was talking about a minute ago. And I just want to quickly touch on this because I see this an awful lot. So two of the biggest roadblocks to success for female solopreneurs, in my experience, are holding negative beliefs around money and having low self-esteem, low confidence around their ability to deliver on what it is that they want to deliver on. So whether they believe they can or they can't will have a massive impact on whether they are going to be successful or not. Having a fixed mindset and their perceived relationship with setbacks or failures. So it's really fascinating. It all comes into one big mess. So what we do together is we separate out the money and we separate out what's happening with the self-esteem and confidence. On one hand, we're looking at a growth mindset to do some of those pattern interrupters around failure and setbacks, the coaching piece around that. And then we're also starting to explore at the same time the beliefs around money. So we can start to separate these, because money is one thing, your self-worth, your self-esteem is something else. They don't come together. They are completely two elements in their own right. So it's a case of pulling them apart and having them sitting individually in their own places. It's a much healthier relationship, but this can really sabotage someone's success. So it's one of my favorite pieces of work to do with someone. Okay, you cannot create a message that punches well above its weight without first understanding the big picture. Fact. Your message is a combination of your personality, I could speak properly, your personality and your business acumen. It's about making sure you are energetically aligned and congruent. Taking the business to the next level is all about being able to open yourself up, to be able to expand and receive, to go beyond who you are in this current moment. And I always say, when you have a great message, it should scare you a little bit. It should make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. Not that it's not aligned, but it's like, oh, yes, I am that. And you can feel your energy shift and you like, oh gosh, that is me. And I've got to step into that now. I've got to own it. I've got to live it. I've got to breathe it. This is what makes you charismatic and magnetic to your audience, is fully stepping into and owning your message, owning your voice, owning the transformation and the results it is that you can get for your clients. Love it, love it, love it. I love it when a new message is born, because a new message to me is a new business. It is another woman going out there in the world, doing her thing and making a positive impact. Nothing makes me happier. Okay. Then and only then, when you've got that foundational piece in and you are grounded, you're fully awake with what is going on for you personally and how that impacts in the business and how your mindset is impacting on the business, then and only then can you really start to think about creating a really authentic, connected, aligned message. Who do you want to work with? Well, firstly, you've got to get clear on who you don't want to work with. You know, who are those clients who are just a pain in the arse? You need to be really clear about who it is that you do not want to work with, so you don't consistently keep pulling them in. And I always know when someone hasn't got a clear message, because they would just be working with nightmare clients all the time, and they have a lot of people saying no to working with them. So these are people who I don't want to work with. People who pay late, they complain about everything, they don't do the work, they're not fully committed, they never arrive in time, they cancel appointments, and they just suck the life out of you. They are people I don't want to work with. I also won't work with people who are very judgmental of other people. I can't work with those people either. Write yourself a list. Who are the people it is that you do not want to work with? Because that does influence the message it is that you're going to create. So that really is step one. Make that list of people it is that you don't want to work with. You know, I don't work with guys. I don't work with men. I just work with women. That also impacts on my message as well. Who are your A-list clients? So remember what I said about your A-list clients. These are the very best people it is that you want to work with. And they are the people, as my good friend Carrie Ann says, the people who you would be prepared to bet $1 million on, who would succeed doing your program. Now, I know a lot of people in the transformational space get really worried about saying that they can deliver on results. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. So if that's coming up for you and you're hearing that play out, that I can't do that. Don't worry, there is a workaway around it that is going to be 100% aligned with your message. Now that you've created that list, what we're going to do now is you are going to create a list to identify your A-list clients. And this is where you really dig deep and you think about the clients it is that you want to work with. Not just the clients that you are happy to work with, but the clients you really do love working with. And what I want you to do is to think about all the different categories of people that you can work with. Now, there will absolutely be some crossover with issues. But first of all, what I want you to do is to draw up a list of potential groups of people that you could work with. So this can include past clients, it can include practice clients, organizations it is that you've worked for, businesses that you've worked for in the past, you know, people who you would really love to work with. Are there issues you would particularly like to work with people around? Just have a think about who are all those different client groups that you could work with. So I was working with a client last week, I think it was. Yes, it is, because it's only Tuesday. Last week, and she had 4 different categories of people. I had crossovers with some issues, but she had mums who were super busy, who needed help. She had people who were struggling with intimate relationships. Let me think what the other 2 groups were. Oh, so mums, intimate relationship. I can't remember what the other 2 are. I should have written them down. So she had quite a few different groups that she could work with. So you need to write down a list of all the people it is that you can work with, and come at this from the point of view of solving specific problems. So for me, I solve specific problems. So, you know, I work with impact-driven female solopreneurs, and some of the challenges that they are facing is, and I'm going to go into more depth on this a little bit later on, is that they feel stuck, overwhelmed, having a list of things to do. But the group of people is impact-driven female solopreneurs. So that is a particular group of women that I work with. Another group could be sales coaches. You could have another group who are life coaches. You could have another group that are business coaches, but they're all going to present with very different problems. So for now, what I want you to do is to just make a list of as many groups of potential people that you can work with, and get everybody down. Don't worry if there is a crossover of problems it is that they face. That's perfectly fine. All we're doing at the moment is just really getting down a list of who you can potentially work with, who you would love to work with. Now, once you've got that list, so let's just say you could have 10 groups of people that you can potentially work with. And you could, you could be a leadership coach, but there's lots of different types of leadership coaches. So you could be a leadership coach, but you could work with 2 different types of groups of people doing 2 different types of leadership styles. So get specific. Think about who are those groups I can work with, and just get them all written down onto that list of paper. Once you've got your list, I want you to go ahead and pick the top 3 clients, the top 3 groups of people you would be most interested in working with over the long term. Don't forget, once you have created this message, once you have created the foundation of the business, you need to be happy that you can work with them long term, that these are going to be people that you've got enough room to breathe, you've got enough room to develop your skills, you've got enough room to develop your expertise. You're going to be happy working with them for the long term around this specific program. So once you've got your main list, then I want you to break it down into picking out the top 3 that you would find the most rewarding, the most interesting, who you can see yourself working with for a longer period of time. So just highlight those 3, pull them out, put them on your top 3 list. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to take it down another layer. Because ultimately what we want to do is to make sure the group of people it is that you've identified that you want to work with, who you would absolutely love to work with long term, who are also going to challenge you to step up and play a much bigger game, is that they are a lucrative group to work with, is that they're able to pay your fees. Because otherwise you're just going to need to, well, what I always say is that you need to lead with the group of people that is the most lucrative and that you are absolutely 100% happy to work with. Once you've got that embedded in, then you can think about the other group and some work that you can do with them. Running a business is pretty hard work, and you want to get yourself established before, unless you're running a charity, you want to get yourself established first before focusing in on a group of people that can't necessarily afford your fees. So you've got your list of potential people you can work with, and you've now picked out the top 3, your favorites. The next thing to do is to take each one. So take the first one it is that you have picked, and then what you're going to do for each of those groups of people that you've identified is you're now going to write a list underneath that heading of what are the common challenges that they have. So you want to write down a list similar to this of the common challenges that group of people have. And on the other side, you want to write out what is it that they want instead. For me, I work with female solopreneurs. So these are some of the common issues that they face. So what have I got here? The women that I work with, they have a lot of expertise. They don't know what to put in their program or VIP days, so they're stuck. What they want instead is they want to be able to put what they know into a step-by-step process. So think about your first group of people. What are the challenges that they face? What is the result that they want instead? So another one I've got here is a challenge. They are unclear on how it needs to be delivered, hours, structure, number of sessions. So what they want instead is to have a plan for delivering the coaching training. And then the one under that is they do not know how to deliver the coaching and training online, and what they want instead is to have a system for training and coaching. So one is about delivery, one is about actually the system of coaching and training. They do not know how to price it. They want to have a price that is great value and that they are clear on. They don't know how to pre-qualify people, and they only want to work with the right people. So these are some of the problems, some of the challenges, and what it is that they want instead. Now, when you have done that, when you have picked out the challenges and the problems it is that they face, what you want to do is just highlight the top 3 that are the common hierarchical problems. So which are the top 3 common problems that you find that client group struggle with, because that's what you want to lead with within a message. Okay, so once you have done that, so you have firstly drawn out a list of people who it is that you can potentially work with. You have then pulled out 3 people, 3 different groups of people from that list, and you've worked your way through each group of people, identifying what the challenges are, what the problem is, and what is it they want instead. You need to have a look at those 3 groups and think about which one is going to be the most lucrative for you to work with, the most profitable. Which one of those 3 would you put $1 million on, to say that they would succeed? So this is about their level of motivation. So as I said, some groups of people will be amazing to work with, but unfortunately, working with them isn't going to pay the bills. So they're not going to be ideal for you to work with. So just put them to the side for now. It doesn't mean to say that you're not going to work with them later on. It just means for this exercise that this isn't the group it is that you are going to want to be focused in on, because this is all about, increasing your fees and charging a premium so you can enroll clients and free up your time. So have a look online, have a look to see if anyone is doing similar things. Can you find articles in books? Can you find books? Can you find articles in magazines? Are there clearly people buying the services it is that you want to offer for that particular, those 3 client groups it is that you have identified? Now, if you cannot find any services, books, online courses, it's a really good indicator that that is not going to be the best group of people for you to focus in on. So you can take out already, if you cannot find services, books, courses, take them out, because it is very, 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 very hard to break into a new market, because there's just too much education, too much money that needs to be thrown at creating an offer that way. Also take out the people you believe that just are not going to pay. As much as you would love to work with them, they can't afford to pay your fees. Now, this doesn't matter whether it's 5,000 or 1,000 or 200. They just won't pay the fees because they can't afford it. Yeah, so take some time to explore those 3 different groups of people it is that you have identified. really dig deep into the challenges and the issue, what is it that they want instead. And then have a look online and think about, okay, what services, what products are already out there in the market. Then I want you to pick your favorite, the top one that you're going to be really excited about working with. It could be that all three, they've got as many issues as one another, they've got as much material online as one another, they're as popular as one another. But which one, if that's the case, that's my cat, sorry, she's just come in. Which one, we've had howling dogs, noisy cats, which one are you most drawn to? An elegant marketing message will basically quickly call in your A-list clients, not just anyone, the people who you've identified, who you would love to work with and are going to pay your fees. It calls in the very best people who are highly motivated to do the work and take out the time and energy to get things sorted. My elegant marketing message formula will do exactly that. It will instantly let people know who you work with, the problem it is that you solve, the results it is that you help them get, and how it is that you love to work. Okay, let me give you an example of my message, because the research that you are going to be doing around the challenges, the problems, this is where we use some of that wording. So as I said, my message, clearly identifies who I work with, the problem I solve, the results I get, and how I like to work. So let's have a look to see how this breaks down. So I mentor impact-driven solopreneurs. So that's who I work with, who are doing everything, feel stuck, overwhelmed, have an endless list of things to do, and don't have enough hours left in the day to take the business to the next level. That's the problem. So I coach them to confidently take back control, increase their income, visibility, impact in half the time, effort, energy, and cost. So these are the results. So they can spend more time working with their A-list clients, and how I like to work in a way that is divinely easy, fun, and divinely feminine. So here we go. It basically is very clear to anybody who hears that message, who I work with, what the problems are, what are the results I help my clients get, and how I like to work. So, prospect. I mentor established, impact-driven female solopreneurs, the problem, the challenge they face, who are doing everything, feel stuck, overwhelmed, have an endless list of things to do, and don't have enough hours left in the day to take the business to the next level. The result, I coach them to confidently take back control, increase their income, visibility, and impact in half the time, effort, energy, and cost, so they can spend more time working with their A-list clients. How I like to work in a way that is easy, fun, and feminine. Now, each part of this message I own and I step into. I know that my clients are impact driven. I can only work with women who want to make an impact in the world, whether that is in business or life, personal impact, growth. That's closely aligned with my core values, which I spoke about at the beginning of the training today. So I own that. That's part of my purpose. The challenges that my clients face comes from two places. Firstly, a deep sense of knowing, of working with clients, hundreds of clients over the years. I know that these are the issues it is that they struggle with. Now, these issues, these problems, these challenges come from what we spoke about earlier on. So you identified the top 3, you picked out one, and then you had a list of challenges and what they would like instead. So these are the list of challenges I identified for my clients. So these challenges will be the ones that you've identified for that particular group it is that you really want to work with. And I know, so this is the flip side, if you've got the challenges, these are the results, this is what they want instead, it's the flip side of the challenge. So I know exactly that my clients desperately want to take back control. They also want to increase their income. They want to increase their visibility and impact in half the time, energy, cost, and ultimately they want to be working with more clients. So the end part of the message, how you like to work, is really about your personality, how you like to show up. So for me, it's always easy, fun, and divinely feminine. Now, someone who is very, very serious is not going to like this message because it's just not serious enough for them. They've read easy, they've read fun. That's instantly going to turn them off, which is fine because I don't want to work with clients who are overly serious because they're hard work. But if I was the type of person, I can't think of who it was, I was working with a client and she did have serious in how she likes to work because she is serious. And she has some other words as well, obviously, but I wouldn't put serious in mine because I wouldn't necessarily want to attract, overly serious people. But she was very happy to do that. So that's really important. And again, it's about stepping into your message. It's about owning it. So it's your turn now. Once you've identified clearly who that person is, you want to, in the beginning of your elegant marketing message, think about I mentor, I coach, I guide, I lead, whoever the client is. So identify who they are. Now don't get too wordy with this. Keep it as short and as sweet as possible. So this prospect, who are they, comes from that group of people it is that you identified. Then you want to have what the problem is. Now remember what I said highlight the top 3 that are the most common issues, the most common problems for people, and then just put those in a way that flows. So I mentor da-di-da-di-da, who are issue 1, issue 2, issue 3. Yeah? And then on the opposite, you want to put I coach them to, I lead them to, I mentor. Find the wording that fits your personality and your style, and then have the results da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Yeah? So it flows. It's not heavy. When I do this piece of work with my clients, it takes us about 3 hours to craft this message because we have to go down those deeper layers. I have to really listen and pull out who it is that actually they really want to be working with. So it's really about mirroring back what it is that I have heard for them to step up and to up-level the business moving forward. So don't worry if you don't feel that you've got this the first time round. But this is the formula it is that I've created and I use with my clients. And then, how do you like to work? Your personality, how do you like to work? And remember, you're going to step into this message, so it has to be 100% aligned. No guessing here. This has to be 100% aligned with who you are as an individual and and the problems it is that your clients are experiencing and what it is they want instead. So this is where your level of expertise comes in. So if you don't have enough expertise in a particular area, in the client group it is that you have identified, you'll need to go back and think about a client group where you have a level of expertise. Because when you work this way, when you create a message this way, you're basically saying that these are the results I help my clients achieve. This is your guarantee. This is what you say you do. So you have to be able to deliver on that. And if you don't have expertise in that area, people are going to pick it up. It's just going to be out of integrity, out of alignment. It's going to be harder for you to enroll clients. So everything has to fit. Let's just quickly go back through the different steps that you need to put into place to be able to create an elegant marketing message that's going to help you to attract those A-list clients. So step 1, be crystal clear on who you do not want to work with. So create a list. Who do I not want to work with? Who absolutely drains my energy? I don't ever want to work with that type of person again. Yeah, so step 1, do that. Step 2, make a list of all the possible groups of people it is that you can work with. And don't worry if there are some crossover with issues, that's absolutely fine. Just get everybody down. And then step 3 is to pick your top 3. Which top 3 do you feel most aligned with? But don't forget to take out people who you don't think are going to afford to pay you, because you can deal with that group later on, or you can focus in on that group later on. And if you haven't got enough expertise in a particular area, take that group out as well. And also take out, if there are no products and services, courses, material, books out there in the world on something that you would like to deliver on, again, I would say take that out as well, because that. Oh, I'm not sure I'm still online, but I'll keep going because, no, I should still be online. Maybe my camera's just turned off. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Okay, yeah, take out the ones that there's just you can't find any evidence of, because it's going to be way too expensive. It will be really, really hard, if impossible probably, to get off the ground unless you can find somebody to sponsor, support, mentor you through that process. Okay, so you want to, oh, got a message, chat. You're still on, awesome, thank you. Good. Yes, then pick the one that you are most drawn to, the one that you feel that you can really expand your knowledge and expertise into, one that is going to challenge you in all the right ways, of course. And then focusing on creating your elegant marketing message around that group of people. I remember when I work with my clients, this takes me about 3 hours to do with them. So I've just quickly given you the process, the formula it is that I have created to help you get started, help you to really think about your messaging and how that is going to position you with authority. Okay, so if you have any questions, pop those in the chat box. If you missed the training, if you've come in late, just go back to the beginning of the video. The replay video is going to be available until this Saturday. Then I will be taking everything down. I will pop these videos on my website. I will see if I can open a chat box up underneath so anybody can ask questions if they want. Tomorrow we are going to, she says, here we go. Tomorrow we're going to be looking at how you can create your premium mentoring and coaching one-to-one program, group immersions and VIP days that will position you as a top level player who gets her clients epic results so you are always in demand. We're going to have a look at step by step creating those offers. Now you can't skip today's session and go to day 2. What happens in the online space an awful lot, and more than I would like to see, is that people create online courses but they haven't thought about their messaging and they haven't thought about the foundation of the business. So you can't create programs without having your messaging, initial message, clear and sorted first before moving on to actually creating programs and offers, because you haven't got a clue on what results it is that you are going to be delivering on. It's a big mistake, and it's why courses can be so hard to sell sometimes as well.